Hello and welcome to this installment of volunteer training for St. Peter's Family Life Ministries. Today I'd like to give you a brief overview of our Family Life Ministries. Now this isn't meant to be a comprehensive look, but rather an introduction to what we do. Specifically, I want to look at 6 things. First, our organizational structure. Second, the ministries under the Family Life umbrella. Third, our mission, vision, and values. Fourth, the core competencies that we want children and youth to have. 5, the milestones of spiritual development for children and youth. And 6, a map of our facility. It's important for us to go over these things because many of you might not know the structures and strategies that we as a Family Life staff and a Family Life team have developed. Many of these things are the result of hard work by the Family Life team after the Ministry Architect's assessment that we had done in October 2015. And the subsequent renovation of our children's and youth ministries. So it's important to give all of our volunteers an overview of the Family Life Ministries in order to inform you and to help equip you to be effective in your various roles. So to begin with, let's talk about our organizational structure. The assistant rector oversees the Family Life Ministries and works closely with the children's minister, the youth minister, and the Family Life team. The children's minister runs the day-to-day children's ministry and helps empower volunteers. The youth minister does the same in the youth ministry. The Family Life team is composed of several lay members who work with the assistant rector, the children's minister, and the youth minister to plan, advise, ensure continuity, and strengthen relationships. You, the volunteers for the children's and youth ministries, work closely with the children's minister and the youth minister to do the work of ministry in those areas. We are incredibly grateful for you, and your work is indispensable. Next, let's move on to the ministries that fall under the Family Life umbrella. First, the children's ministry. This exists to help children from birth to 5th grade grow in faith, walk in love, and know the hope of Jesus. Second is the youth ministry. This exists to help youth from 6th to 12th grade understand the gospel, experience discipleship, and find community. Finally, the marriage and parenting ministry. This ministry is in its development stage and will continue to grow as the children's and youth ministries grow wider and deeper. Its purpose is to strengthen and enrich marriages and to help equip parents to fulfill their roles as the primary spiritual leaders of their children and youth. Naturally, the children's and youth ministries operate hand in hand with the marriage and parenting ministry. Next, I'd like to share with you what the Family Life team has put together for our mission, vision, and values. First, our mission. We are committed to building Christ-centered families by enriching marriages, supporting parents, providing age-appropriate discipleship and fellowship for children and youth, and integrating all ages into the work and worship of the church. This is what we want all of our labor to be about. Second, our vision. To participate in God's redemptive family, the church, by growing as children, parents, spouses, and followers of Jesus. This is the direction we are heading. And finally, our values. These are the things that we hold dear. Gospel, community, discipleship, multi-generational integration, family, service, sacrament, communication, and recreation. At this point, it's helpful to give you an idea of the knowledge, abilities, and experiences that we want the children and youth to have when they graduate from each respective ministry. These are our core competencies. First, for the children's ministry. We want all of our children who move from 5th grade into 6th grade to know who God is and to know Him personally, to understand the story and structure of the Bible, to be able to summarize the gospel, to know the books of the Bible, to know how to pray to God and to pray for others, to be able to memorize scripture, and to have participated in the special events of the children's ministry, especially Vacation Bible School. For the youth ministry, we want all of our youth who graduate high school and or turn 18 years old to be able to summarize the story of the Bible and the gospel, to be able to give their personal testimony, to know how to lead prayer, to be comfortable reading scripture out loud, to know how to study the Bible, to know the basics of the Anglican Catechism, to be able to think theologically about life issues, to be able to share the gospel with someone, to have regularly attended Sunday morning worship, to know how to participate in leading a worship service, to know why church is important and how to choose a church to get involved in, to have had the opportunity to be discipled by a youth leader or volunteer, and to have participated in our youth ministry special events, specifically our outreach projects and retreats. Next, let's talk about the 7 milestones we've established for children and youth. These are rites of passage and spiritual formation which are meant to help children and youth, but also their parents, to look forward to their future growth, to celebrate their present growth, and to remember their past growth. The first milestone is birth. When a new baby is born, we want to introduce that baby to the whole congregation and reiterate the value of children to our community. We give the baby's parents a scripture lullaby CD and present the baby to the church 6 weeks after birth. The second milestone is baptism. This milestone will happen at different times for different children and families, but most often it will happen as the second milestone. When a child is baptized, we celebrate the sacramental initiation of the child into the covenant and remind everyone that living out our baptism is a lifelong journey. We give the child's parents a baptismal cross and present the child to the church on the day of baptism. The third milestone is entering the mustard seeds age group. When a child turns 3, we welcome him or her into mustard seeds with all its privileges and responsibilities and celebrate his or her growth. We give the child a special book and present the child to the church at the next fall kickoff event. The fourth milestone is entering the kids worship age group. When a child moves into kindergarten, we welcome him or her into kids worship with all its privileges and responsibilities and celebrate his or her growth. We give the child a Seeds Family Worship music CD and present him or her to the church at the next fall kickoff. The fifth milestone is entering the youth ministry. When a child moves into the 6th grade, we welcome him or her to the youth ministry with all its privileges and responsibilities and celebrate his or her growth. We give the student an ESV Student Study Bible and present him or her to the church at the next fall kickoff. The 6th milestone is confirmation. When a student is ready for confirmation and completes the required confirmation class, we celebrate his or her passage through the rite of confirmation and the thorough engagement of the confirmation material. We give the confirmand the Anglican Catechism at the start of confirmation classes and then present him or her to the church after being confirmed by our bishop. The 7th and final milestone is graduation. While we hope that all of our students graduate from high school, it's more important to us that they successfully graduate from the youth ministry and become a healthy and involved adult member of the church. This generally happens when a student graduates from high school or turns 18. We give the young adult a gift individualized for him or her and present him or her to the church the first Sunday after graduation. The last thing I'd like to do today is to give you a quick glance at our facilities. If you've been at St. Peter's for any length of time, you know that navigating the building can be difficult. It's also important for you as the volunteers to know where other family life ministries are located so that you can direct other people or visitors as needed. First, our nursery is located on the lower level in rooms 100, 101A, and 101B. These rooms are by the back door to the church. Room 100 is the large nursery room. Room 101A is an auxiliary room, and room 101B is where the mustard seeds have their class during the Sunday service. Our kindergarten through 5th grade rooms are located on the upper level in rooms 203 to 204 and 205 to 206. At 9 a.m., our Kids Discipleship class meets for K through 5th graders in rooms 205 to 206. During the sermon at the 10 a.m. service, our kids worship time happens for K through 5th graders in rooms 203 to 204. Next, our youth ministry operates on the lower level in rooms 108 to 109, which is known as the youth room. This is where 9 a.m. youth discipleship takes place as well as youth group on Sunday nights. The youth ministry also uses the room directly to the north of the youth room for senior high discussion groups, as well as the game room across the hall in rooms 106 and 107. Finally, if you should ever need to find a family life staff person, our church offices are located on the lower level next door to the nursery. Well, I hope that this overview of our family life ministries was helpful to you as volunteers. I'm grateful for all your dedication to our church and to Jesus. Thanks.